Crispus's wanderings through the festival were as aimless as his soul. It was a matter of routine to attend the annual event, but as he walked among the booths, part of him wondered why he had come. There was an unease this time. The realization came slowly that he was looking for something. He wondered as he wandered. What was it specifically that he sought? Each year he had come to the festival in anticipation, and each year he came away satisfied. But now it escaped him. What was it that this annual event delivered? He thought about the events of the week, assembling the booth that would become his home, the noise and the crowd and the air of excitement that preceded the final day. He thought of the music and the prayers and the reading of the scrolls. How many times had they revived him, these stories of ancient days when God delivered his people? Revived him from what? This year was particularly hard work in the fields, and to take an entire week to satisfy a religious obligation seemed especially burdensome. There was always initial grumbling about the Feast of Booths, but that was ultimately forgotten by the end of the week as people made their way back home, happy. This latent unease, though, was new. He thought of the heavenly. It could be that the festival was a reminder that his heart was pious. He was zealous in his everyday life, and so maybe the festival was the annual reminder. He began to settle the matter in his heart when a question thrust itself in. Is that all? Is that all my soul is looking for? Confirmation that I can recite and observe and pray? I've been a zealot all my life. Am I satisfied? He blanched when he realized the answer was no. As the festival days went by, that realization grew. The religious satisfaction he used to experience had been waning over time, and living in a hut as a reminder of God's provisions to his ancestors had become perfunctory. In the past, he was inspired to hear of the manna, the quail, the water from the rock, and now the stories had become just that, tales repeated. Yes, God was active, he truly believed. 1,000 years ago, God was active. As the festival advanced toward the last day, a crack of desperation took hold. For whatever reason, he assumed that this self-awareness meant that the something would come. But the opportunity was coming to a close, and so a new urgency emerged. If I leave empty-handed, what then? My faith is replaced with doubt? Does the God whose name we are not allowed to say fade? Does he become only story, a figure on a scroll? He was their God, their God. Was he mine? If he's been unseen for 1,000 years, does he even exist? I shudder at the darkness that awaits a heart moving through the seasons toward a future devoid of something higher, something beautiful and beyond. Even if he exists and yet is voiceless, what's the point? And then the ruckus. It is the last day of the festival, the highest priestly ceremony, and a stranger stands up and cries out? The audacity! Who is this man? He stands during the peak of the religious ritual and draws attention to himself? No one has ever done this, ever. And so the crowd quiets as they turn. When he speaks, My heart explodes. I've only heard rumors of this vagabond rabbi, this grimy figure that some claim to be a prophet, but with the first words, I know. It is the first 3 words that electrify my body. If anyone thirsts, I am cut through. How did he know? Jesus' gaze had settled on me. How does he know my state? All of my being is riveted to hear what he says next. The answer, please, Yahweh. Oh, the answer, please. Let him come to me. I nearly fall with the punch. I am at once undone and then lifted. I fall and I soar. In a word, he illuminated my need and then filled it. I do not hear anything after that. Something about drinking him. Yes, and something about filling to overflow. What is happening to my soul? It is bursting. I don't know how or why, but this is what I have sought. He is what I have sought. How do I know? How do I know? It is him.